You're listening to the WBT Podcast with Michael Lodge. Listen to all of our podcasts at www.wbtpod.com. Stay informed. Let's get started.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.
And welcome to the WBT. This is Michael Lodge. You know what? I'm so happy that you've joined me. I always enjoy this time that you and we sit down together and we chat a little bit about business and everything that affects us in our lives. One of the things that I've been doing for the last 2 years is really getting involved in not just in my side of the business, but also doing new things. New things meaning social media and developing social media campaigns. 2 years ago, I started this podcast. And I did it out of a whim because I wanted to do it and I wanted to teach. And I thought that, podcasting would be a great way to talk about business and life and teach about it and talk about it. The best way to learn for you and I is to sit down and talk. So I started this podcasting 2 years ago, and then I got involved because I've been listening to everybody out there on what you need to do in your social media marketing phase of your business. So I started with Instagram. First I started with Facebook, and then LinkedIn, and then Instagram, and then all the other social media sites that are out there so that I have a daily posting every day. So my schedule is like this. Now, I've changed it up just a little bit because I found that getting up so early in the morning, my voice was not ready and my thoughts were not ready because I was getting up at about 5 a.m. in the morning and podcasting, and I would write my content the night before. Well, I found that the quality just wasn't there, so I changed it up within the last couple of weeks so that I record my podcast at night. My content's all ready for me because I've written it at the office. And then after I've recorded my podcast, then I set it up for the time slot that it needs to go out there into social media. Then I still wake up at 5 o'clock, though. I wake up at 5 o'clock, and that's when I do Instagram and Facebook and all the other stuff that you need to do. Now, I'm going to tell you this because if you're in business and if you're not building your brand and if you're not building your personal brand out there and your business brand out there, it's going to be more difficult for you to gain clients only because the name isn't known. I do it because, one, I want to teach, and I also want to know that my firm does business consulting, and we also do individual consulting also. But it is work. I'm telling you, if you want to do this right, you have to focus on it. You've got to give it some time. You just cannot do it in 5 minutes. It takes time to put these things together. Now, in the past few weeks, I've been doing a course on personal finance. And we have been talking about various aspects of debt, of student loans, of mortgages, of doing a personal plan for the entire year, a budget, which every single one of you should be doing. But anyway, so I had to write a lot of content to get ready for that. So if you want to develop a social media campaign, you've got to work at it because it's vital for any size of business. Even if you're running a dog shop, a dog washing place, get out and get up and start getting involved in social media. Now, Instagram, I found a little bit of I find it a little tough to deal with. And the reason why is you constantly have to be posting. You have to be dedicated to posting several postings in a single day. Now, what I do is I usually take my Sunday afternoon and I start typing. I start developing my content and I start putting together my posts so that when the day comes, I've got a post ready and I can post it. Now, that means I've got to have at least 3 posts for Instagram. And it also means I've got to have a vlog that's ready to go. And I usually record those in my office because it looks better in the office. And then the podcast has to be developed and gone. Now, so you develop your campaign, but the other issue that you have to do is you have to monitor the data. In other words, what geolocations are listening to you or watching you. What type of computer is being used. Now, the majority of mine are cell phones, so it seems like everybody's picking me up on a cell phone. So you have to look at all this data, and you want to know what is the demographics of your listeners, and you want to know you want to know what internet sites that they're pulling you up on. I think I'm on about 22 now, I think, internet sites that pull my podcast and broadcast it. So you're always looking at that. Now, it's a constant job. Now, I do it all by myself because, one, I want to know how to do it. And secondly, I'm just nosy. So I want to know the numbers. I love data. I'm a data guy. I'm an accountant. So I love data. And I can analyze data. And I can pretty much see exactly which direction I need to tone my messages and what messages are being more acceptable to my listeners. Now, what is funny is that I love talking about business. But almost every Tuesday, I do what is called a Political Tuesday, where I attack and I moan and groan about the politics in this great nation of ours. But when I do that, I just hate talking about politics. But I do it because my clients and my listeners want to hear about politics. And I hate to say this, but it outranks all my other days. I can talk about the most wonderful things in business, but when I talk about politics, my listeners go way up. So I don't know if they're just waiting until Tuesday until I talk about politics or what's going on. But this is what happens, is that branding is using a whole bunch of different things to get your name out there, to get your services out there, to get whatever you do out there. And it takes a lot of time. But if you want your company to be known, and if you want it to gain momentum, you've got to do the social media. And if you want to do podcasting, do podcasting. If you want to do vlogs, do vlogs. Keep them short. But one of the other issues is that when you post, the average amount of time that an individual looks at your posting is 6 seconds before he swipes it and goes on to the next one. So whatever you post has got to catch their eye. It's got to catch it. So these are all the different things that you have to look at when you're doing social media, Instagram, Facebook, and all these other crazy things that we have to do out there. But I encourage every single one of you to get out there and do it because it's vital. It is vital for any business. And let me tell you, it can all be done on your cell phone. Normally, when I record my podcast, I have a studio in South Carolina at my home that has everything there for me. And I can monitor and I can adjust my voice and all the noises around me. When I am on travel, like right now I'm in Burbank, California. Excuse me. I'm in Burbank, California, so I have to do all of this on my iPhone. Not my iPhone, but on my Android. How dare me say iPhone? I don't know why I said that. But I have to do it all on my iPhone. I mean, maybe I want an iPhone, I don't know. But I have to do it on my cell phone. And it has a whole studio on there. I can put all my jingles up there. I can put all my music up there. I can do everything. The only problem is that I don't have a professional mic. It's done right off of my cell phone. So let's wrap this up. Get out there, get involved in social media, start branding yourself, make sure you're consistent in your branding, and just get out there and do it. I did it. Listen, I'm an old guy. I really am an old guy, but I'm doing it, and I'm enjoying it. If you have any questions, just send me an email at mlodge@lodge-co.com. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.